Heck yeah, muscle cars came in pink. And the way that this 1970 Dodge Challenger TA performed, it could be pink with flowers on it and still be a badass. This 1970 Dodge Challenger TA is such a cool car on many different levels. Not only because it's a Challenger TA, but also I think the color is super cool. This is code FM3 and it's called Panther Pink. And whether you like it or hate it, you have to admit it's pretty unique. The story behind the Challenger TA is that this was a car new for 1970, the E-body platform, a long hood, short deck, kind of sports pony car platform designed to accept any engine that Dodge, Plymouth, Mopar had to offer. And this particular one has a 340 cubic inch V8 under the hood with their 6-pack 3 2-barrel carburetor stack sitting on top of it. And the TA stands for Trans Am, which was an SCCA racing series in 1970. And these cars, in order to have a team compete in Trans Am, you had to be able to buy a factory street version, and that's what the Challenger TA was all about. And the TA itself is a super cool car. It's got lots of interesting performance parts on it. First of all, that 340 with the 6-pack. This thing made 290 advertised horsepower. A lot of people think it was, way over 320 when it was in full song. But just a killer performer, for the Trans Am series, and a lot of fun to drive on the street. A lot of them were coupled to 4-speeds. This one's an automatic. They had an 8 3/4 inch rear end and back. 355 gear standard, you could get a 391, disc brakes, big sway bars, better shocks. These were the first factory muscle cars to have a staggered wheel and tire size. The front tires are a little bit shorter than the rear, which gave the car kind of an aggressive racing stance. These cars were all about the wheel and tire package, the brakes and suspension and the exhaust, because they were made to handle. Here you can see the megaphone exhaust that exits out the side, the silver rally wheel. And there's an illusion with these Mopar rallies that I think is pretty neat. The hole in the wheel is actually D-shaped, but if you look at it right from the side, because of this polished trim ring, they look like circles and the wheel looks bigger than it is. I don't know, it's just something that I always thought was kind of neat looking. Much like the AAR Cudas, the Challenger TA also had a fiberglass hood finished in the black Organisol, kind of a rough coating. And underneath, we notice on this particular car, probably because it is bright Panther Pink, that they extended that black into the ledge areas so that you didn't see the body color come through the seam. Pretty cool. And what a contrast, the 346-pack under the hood, bright orange color against the pink inner fenders. It's an unbelievable, it's a candy store. It's like going to the carnival when you open the hood. The Challenger TA has some of the blacked out elements that other muscle cars had with the rear tailpan, and this one has a blacked out deck lid spoiler. But a detail that we just noticed here is that, again, they extended the black to the quarter panel lip and to the top of the deck lid to make the rear deck lid spoiler appear to fit, right on the car. You didn't see the body color coming through. Just a neat little detail that makes the whole appearance package look a little tighter. And there was a whole bunch of other cool appearance things, the stripes on the side, the front chin spoiler, the list just goes on and on of the racy looking features from an appearance standpoint. The car looks fast even when it's not even moving. Interestingly, the interior was based off a stock Challenger, so you could get optional rally gauges in the dashboard, but the interior was pretty basic, but the exterior had everything going on. And these cars did pretty well in the Trans Am series, the race versions, until they had some motor problems throughout the season, and eventually Dodge pulled out of Trans Am, which is why this is a 1970 only car. There is no 1971 Challenger TA. There's some myths, and there's an ad that they produced that shows the 71, but to my knowledge, they never actually produced one. But the other really cool thing about this car is the color. This FM3 Panther Pink is it's part of the Dodge high impact color schemes that came out in 1970. And the story goes that in order to boost sales in the springtime of the previous year, in 1969, Dodge added a couple of new colors to the line in the springtime to get people into the dealer showrooms. And it worked so well that they did it again for 1970. And 1970 already had a bunch of crazy colors in the Dodge color portfolio. But in February, they added Panther Pink, and at the same time, they added Green Go, which was kind of a bright green. It's kind of funny. Green Go, you say it fast, it's Gringo. I doubt they would do that today. But the other interesting thing is that these colors are the same as what were offered on the AAR Cudas on the Plymouth brand, but the names were different there. The names there were Moulin Rouge instead of the Panther Pink, and instead of Green Go, it was Sassy Grass. So they had all kinds of cool, crazy names for the colors back then. Over the years, the production numbers of the AAR Cudas and the Challenger TAs like this one have been tallied, but it seems that some of those numbers might not be accurate. And the reasons for that is it seems to be a recent discovery on how Chrysler actually counted these cars. And it turns out that the exact number of production might not actually be known, because it seems like it might be a percentage. So they know how many Challengers they made, and it seems they know a percentage of that, of how many were TAs, but that might be rounded at that point. So it might be a percentage, with half a car kind of thing. So, the best guess still says that there was about 2,400 of these cars built, and that's split 1,400 or so as automatics, and the rest were 4-speeds. And as far as the Panther Pink goes, there was some stories that there was 27 of these cars built, but again, newer information and the advent of the online registry is pointing out that that might not be true either. The 27 number has already been far surpassed in the Challenger TA registry, and they estimate they've only got about 30% of the total production accounted for. So that means there could be more than double of that, when it's all said and done. So at any rate, if you see a Panther Pink car, it is something special. And again, a lot of these were painted different colors over the years because people just didn't like the pink. In fact, there's a story of a brand new Panther Pink car that was painted black at the dealer because it sat on the showroom floor and nobody wanted it. Of course, today they're very sought after. I think the pink looks pretty cool, and it's kind of a bummer that certain colors have a connotation, like, of course, pink being a feminine color. If you strip away the meaning and just look at the color itself, I just think it looks pretty neat. So, the question is, would you drive a Panther Pink Challenger TA? I sure would. And people won races with these cars, not only on the track, but in the stoplight dash as well. Neat, neat car. You can see more pictures of it on our website at musclecaroftheweek.com. Plus we have the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. Subscribe and you'll never miss an episode of Muscle Car of the Week.